Traditionally, the ESET Cup Series used to start the season at the Hungaroring. Well, maybe that's why the competitors are so looking forward to the race this weekend for the second round of the 2023 series. A race calendar that looks like this. We started off at the Oschersleben. Now we're at the Hungaroring. We'll go to the Red Bull Ring, Most, Slovakia and Brno. Well, back to the Hungaroring. There was changeable weather in the midst. We could have plenty of different conditions. Cool, warm, sunny, cloudy, dry and rainy. Nevertheless, no serious incidents during the races here. And we added a new category as well, the ACCR Formula. First up was the field of GT cars, the biggest in Hungary as well, after the races dominated by Salaquada at the Hungaroring. He started from pole here, with Libor Milota starting from the second row.
I hope that we will have a lot of lucky, and I need, or priority for me is one or two first lap without damage, yes. And I need lucky, and I think that we will ready to race.
Well, in a field of nearly 30 cars, they all got through the first corners without serious problems. Salakada in the 75 car was out in the lead. Konopka, however, fell back to fifth, but he soon managed to overtake the Lamborghinis, that in the GTC category. Denis Vazek starting from pole position, the number 100 car, keeping his position ahead of Joachim Halas. A little time later, it was Savitska in the KTM and Kačírek in the Chevrolet that came together. That would bring out the safety car. The race resumed 7 minutes before the end. Salaquada managing to keep the lead. He took victory both overall and in the GT3 category.
We had a good start, and then after we had good fight on the beginning. I was, I think, a little bit struggling on the beginning, first 2 laps, and then was a long safety car which was going quite slow for us. So our pressures was a little bit low after the restart. So I was a little bit sliding away. And he was really pushing, so I was really have to take care to keep him behind.
In GTC, Joachim Galas came home the victor.
It was nice, although short, because of the safety car. But then I managed to again pull away from everybody else and kept pace, and that was basically it. That's what led me to P1.
Kovac won the GT4 category. His rivals Andrzej La and Kozic also satisfied with their races.
Elég nehéz pálya, nagyon sok technikás kanyar van benne, nagyon sok nyújtott.
Well, it was quite a difficult track. It has several technical corners, a lot of them long, deep braking distances. I very much like it so far. I'm totally satisfied with the team, and the setup's great. The speed's good. Well, Oba dominating in GTX. On Sunday, the GT cars made their way out to the grid. Salaquada again starting on the front row with Konopka by his side, Milota and Halas behind on the second row. When the lights went out, it was Salaquada who led into turn 1. Konopka and Milota battling behind. In the lead for GTC, it was between the 3 Lamborghinis. They were all fighting. Joachim Galas, Matej Pavelic and Denis Vazek. Slower car there. Filip Salaquada achieving another victory. Libor Milota finishing second in GT3. Peter Vera finishing third. Joachim Galas won in GTC again with Matej Pavelic and Vazek second and third.
I had fun, so it was a good weekend. Finally, I have some competition with the Michanek Motorsport, so we can do some nice battles on the track. But yeah, they have a slightly newer car, and I can feel that their tires last a little bit longer. So in the end of the race, I'm struggling, and they just still perform. So it's tough.
Zeno Kovac from the Trevor team took another victory in GT4. In his BMW, his teammate Antal Zigo finishing second. Alexander Ober won the GTX category in his Lamborghini Huracan. Well, here are the results in GT3 race 1 and 2, dominated by Philippe Salaquada. Again, Joachim Gallas dominating GTC. And in GT4, again, the same winner, Zeno Kovac. Time now for the 1 hour endurance race, held on the Saturday in the ESET Cup. And it was the duo of Zigo and Verhagen optimistic before the start.
For sure. I guess we'll have to see. We're going to see how the first stint goes. I think Gregor's going to do a good job, and then we'll see from there.
As you would expect, cars lining up and fairly respectful into turn 1. This, of course, the endurance lead. Salaquada held on to that lead. Libor Milita up to second. Miro Konopka with the LMP3 prototype dropping to third. And then there was contact in turn 2. Gregor Zigo in the BMW M4 sending Konopka spinning. Konopka eventually continuing, Zigo retiring from the race. Safety car immediately deployed. The race resumed after 10 minutes. Salaquada easily ahead of Milota and Vida at the Chineke
After starting first curve, Gregor touched me and I spun, but nobody crashed me. And after it, I start from last position and try step by step and go to second. I think it was a very good race for me.
In the GT3 category, Libor Milota finishing second behind Salaquada. And the team of Peter Mira and Dan Arrow finishing third. In GTC, the duo of Zaruba and Wagner dominated in their Lamborghini. And in GTX, the KTM dominating again. Yannick won, Lisa and Sovitka finishing second. In GT4, it was Zeno Kovac who won the race. Philippe Sequada out front. Also racing on this weekend, the TCR cars. Third race of the TCR Eastern European. First 3 positions on the grid, locked out by the Hyundai Yannick Motorsport team. Hommler taking pole position, René Kircher also up there in his Honda Civic.
Good position for the race, good starting position with P4. The first race in Ostreben, I had a very good pace during the race, so I think it's possible to go on the podium and to win the junior trophy.
Well, it wouldn't be a smooth start for the cars as they headed down to turn 1. There was chaos down there. That was René Kircher who ran wide. The Hyundai's in trouble as well. René Kircher being passed by Milan Vukovic there. Hommler passing Kaut, moving up to 5th. 8 minutes to go. Zepecki ended up in the tyre barriers. The race was finished.
I was attacking right from the start, and I managed to be P1 by lap 3. And from then on, I knew I could hold the place and I could extend my lead.
Milan Vukovic, third win of the season, third winner of the season, I should say. And then at the start of race 2, Poshek and Petr Fulent Jr. had a very slow start, caused a bit of chaos behind. Luckily, no accidents. Adam Kaut had the best start and went into the lead at turn 1, and the fight for the lead continued throughout the first lap between Kaut, Steibel and Kircher. A little later, Kaut cut the chicane, which was the reason for his 10-second penalty, and Hamola dropping down to 5th as well. Meanwhile, Kaut was still leading on track, but right behind him were Kayaya and Kersha and Vukovic, managing to pass Hamandi and Zaipel.
The first time on this track ever, so P1 and P2 is a phenomenal result. I'm more than happy also for the team. No mistakes, so it was a great race and my first win in race cars.
Well, Rene Kersha there winning the race. Milan Vukovic won race 1, Rene Kersha winning race 2. Well, the ACCR Formula Championship debuting this weekend in the ESET Cup Series, the Central European Series. Czech, Croatian, Austrian, Slovakian, Polish and Hungarian competitors pushing the pedals.
Nagyon pozitívan indul az év számunkra, nagyon vártuk a kezdést.
Well, this year we're starting very positively. We're looking forward to the start. We prepared ourselves for the race at the Hungaroring. Oliver Michel has already raced for us in 2 seasons. He's become the champion in this category. Well, Yenza Motorsport teammates Ethan Isher and Renaud Francot starting from the front row.
I mean, it will be quite a boring race, I think, if we fight a lot with the cars ahead. We are like quite similar in pace, but like I think if we just pull away and we can fight, it will be an exciting race. But if we don't, it will be quite boring.
Well, Isha it was who had the best start, held on to the lead. Sauter managing to overtake Francot, pushing him into 2nd place. Francot constantly put pressure on Sauter, but eventually failed to find the way to overtake. Ethan Isha it was, though, who won the race.
It was quite a good race for me. We overpushed the first lap to try to make a good gap, and at the end of the race, we tried to make a tire management. So, yeah, I was quite happy of the race.
In the 2nd race, the drivers lined up on the starting grid in the order in which they finished the 1st race. Ethan Isha started from pole position again alongside Michael Sauter. It was a close battle between Isha, slight contact. That damaged Sauter's front wing, had to pit. Isha in the lead, Francot behind him. There was a close battle for 3rd between Taylor and Michel. Towards the end of the race, though, it was Michel who couldn't find a way to overtake. He didn't sound too disappointed come the end of the race.
Definitely at the beginning of the weekend, it's shown that a lot of time has passed until the last time I sat in a car or seriously driven on a weekend. So to see that what the results were at the weekend's end, I'm quite happy.
Well, here are the results. Ethan Isha winning on both accounts. To sum up, say the competitors, the audience, the organisers could leave the Hungaroring after a fabulous weekend. Well, we hear from Zuzo here, the president of the Federation of Hungary.
When we are talking about the Hungaroring, people associating onto the Formula One. But luckily, we have a lot of great events here on the Hungaroring, just like the V4 ESET Cup, which is a great series. And we are very happy to see these fantastic cars and extremely talented racing drivers here at the famous Hungarian circuit.
Well, the 3rd round of the ESET Cup Series takes place on the Red Bull Ring in Austria. That'll be live in May.